All right, everybody. Today is March 16th of 2020. Of the coronavirus apocalypse, whatever you want to call it. Yesterday and a little bit before that, it was announced that they were going to start on Monday with vaccines. Now this is just a test vaccine for coronavirus. So don't think they're not doing something. Trump has been working really hard with Germany and some other places around the world to see if someone can develop the vaccine. And funding's not a problem. It's just trying to do it. Like any other illness, whether it be mumps, rubella, uh, um, measles, um, H flu meningitis, AIDS, any of those other things, eventually they come to something. So I'm very glad they're working on it. I think that's really neat. But in the meantime, I thought I'd bring this to your attention in case you haven't noticed it. This is an article that's online about coronavirus. U.S. volunteers to test first vaccine. Now remember, these are humans that are willing to be the guinea pig for this. The article is written by Michelle Roberts, health editor, BBC News Online. So, it says the first human trial of a vaccine to protect against pandemic coronavirus is starting in the United States later on Monday, which is today. A group of 45 healthy volunteers will have the job at Kaiser Permanente Research Facility in Seattle, Washington. Okay, and the vaccine cannot cause coronavirus, but contains a harmless genetic code copied from the virus that causes the disease. Experts say it will still take many months to know if this vaccine or others also in the research will work. So, scientists around the world are fast-tracking the research. Let me see if I can zoom this in a little bit for you if you like. Okay, and first human trial funded by the National Institutes of Health sidesteps a check that would normally be conducted, making sure the vaccine can trigger an immune response in animals. But the biotechnology company behind the work, Modern Therapeutics, says the vaccine has been made using a tried and tested process. So here's some more info about coronavirus. Easy steps, how to keep safe, a simple guide, what are the symptoms, getting ready, what is the UK's delay phase, and what are your rights in an in-depth coronavirus pandemic, and what are your rights and travel plans, which makes an intriguing discussion because there's a lot of states. I heard one state the other day where they stopped all the city water. I think it was out in the Carolinas, and then also upon that, a girl said that we can't even get any toilet paper, and it's like, what? So and I'm in Florida this week, so we have toilet paper where I'm at. And trust me, you go shopping in the morning because most of these businesses get their orders in the middle of the night, and they unload those trucks and they start stocking shelves shortly before they open the store or during the early opening of the store. So if you want any, go get it then, because there's a lot of people jumping in there buying a bunch of crap so they can sell it online for $1 million to those that can't get it, which, yes, it's illegal. I hear that over and over again. We'll try to catch them. But two, that's what they're doing. They think they're, kingpinning, and what it's doing is it's scaring people, because people are going out buying truckloads of crap and there's nothing available, and then people think that it's a really, scary situation, which it's because people are hoarding stuff. And it is scaring people instead of leaving some behind for others. But anyway, says Dr. John Tregoning, an expert in infectious diseases at Imperial College in London, in UK, said This vaccine uses pre-existing technology. It has been made to a very high standard using things that we know are safe to use in people, and those taking part in the trial will be very closely monitored. Yes, this is a very fast, but is a race against the virus, not against each other as scientists, and it's being done for the benefit of humanity. So, why the U.S. testing failed, and can it catch up now? Typical vaccines for viruses such as measles, see, here we go, are made from a weakened or killed virus. But the mRNA-1273 vaccine is not made from the virus that causes COVID-19, which is coronavirus. Instead, it includes a short segment of genetic code copied from the virus that scientists have been able to make in a laboratory. This will hopefully prime the body's own immune system to fight off the real infection. So, the volunteers will be given different doses of the experimental vaccine. They will each be given 2 jabs in total, that means 2 shots, 28 days apart, into the upper arm muscle. But even if these initial safety tests go well, it could still take up to 18 months for any potential vaccine to become available to public, because the FDA and all these other people are going to jump in there and take their time to approve it all. And by then, if the coronavirus is really a true thing and people are really dying from it, we'll just get more deaths before they get around to it. You know how it goes with the United States government paperwork. Right now I'm kind of thinking like we're falling towards the communist section of government, which I've never had a lot of faith in the United States government in my whole life. I just haven't. I think it's only rigged, and I think that only certain people get to say yes or no. I really don't think we do have a freedom. Trust me. So, that's what's going on right now. I have a friend of mine that has a daughter in his other house in Miami. And I said, if I were you, I would get my little girl out of there pretty quick. And he's like, why? Don't worry. The media blows everything up. Da, da, da. I said, well, I'm going to tell you right now. Friend of mine who's in the Tampa area, which I have a lot of friends in the Tampa, Hudson, and Clearwater area, and a few in Miami, and people kind of all over the state of Florida anyway, but those lower areas, I travel to Tampa usually about once a month. I have some friends in Lakeland too. But a friend of mine that's over in the Tampa area right now, and he's from back east, he has a YouTube channel, and also he's just posted this thing too on his channel. It's called Inspirational Nomad, if you want to go look at it. And he's actually driving on the expressway. I think it's I-95 South, which is the main drag that goes south Florida. And apparently there's been a lot of cases found in South Florida of corona. And a lot of people have just started testing too. There could be way more than that all over the world. But I think they came up with 400 cases, if I'm not mistaken, in Miami. And my friend's little girl is in Miami at his other house. She's a grown girl, but still, your babies will always be your babies. And I suggested that he go ahead and get her out of there. I would even drive down there myself and go get her, because he's working up here in Destin, where I'm at currently this week. And he said, no, don't worry about it. He says, I got a friend of mine that has a plane that's fueled up and ready to roll. And I said, well, I just don't know, because my buddy in Tampa was driving along with the United States guard along the expressway there with all their equipment, this, that, and the other, lots of them, heading south on I-95. And when they start calling the troops in, it proves a great concern. So, And I'm just kind of putting two and two together. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're going out there helping to feed people or bring toilet paper or what. But when they call the National Guard out, and they've come up with like 400 or so cases of corona that they could see are there, not the ones that haven't been tested or anything else, or people that are currently sick and don't realize it because it's somewhat like a cold, the symptoms. Um, then what if they go down there and it's like old Germany, where like no one goes in and no one goes out? What if they stop all private plane flights too? You know what I mean? Uh, is his daughter gonna get out? Man, I'd be dancing fast if I were you. At least she wouldn't have to live in a total shutdown. And he says, well, she's already in voluntary isolation, staying in the house because of the coronavirus. Just voluntary. She doesn't have it. She's just staying out of the way. But when you look out the window and you see troops marching around and from day to night, and you can't go out of the house for one simple thing, maybe toilet paper or a soda pop or a piece of meat, because maybe they're down there telling you you can't go out, period, because they're trying to stop the transfer of this virus, because they're getting real excited. Then, and I mean, you don't go out and see people in gloves and all that stuff. Now, when I work, I wear gloves. I'm not playing. Trust me, I got a can of Lysol not 5 foot away from me. I got cans of Lysol everywhere. I got them on every floor of my houses. I got them all over my car, front to back. And hell, I must have a case of Lysol in my car because I buy them all the time. I just keep buying them. I always have. I've always had. I mean, I give Lysol to people as a gift. You know, I gave somebody some hand sanitizer yesterday. That's a coworker of mine, and tried to tip her. Tried to give her a balloon, a nice animal balloon. She refused. But then, when brought a bottle of my homemade sanitizer, she just thought that was gold. Okay, because it's kind of hard to get right now. And we get shipments about once a week in town for the commercial sanitizer, and I'm not the only one in town making it. I do have a soap, bath and body business also. So I had a lot of the products that I, use for that business that I can make hand sanitizer out of. So that's what I've been doing, is unfortunately having to use those products that are geared for something else, but it's for a good thing. I'm helping people. So the only thing is the shipping, it kills. It's terrible because it's 75% alcohol by volume, and the shipping's a little different. It's a bit risky. So it's not like they can put it on a plane and throw it off the door of the plane into a big cart down below. It might explode. I don't know. But anyway, it poses a concern. But anyway, so my big concern is her getting out of there in time, which her dad just is like, it'll probably be okay. If it worst comes worse, I'll call him and they'll fly right out of there. He'll go get my daughter. And it's like, okay, then go ahead, wait till the last minute. I'm not a last minute person. The only time I'm a last minute person is if I suddenly decide I'm going somewhere. And I will just go, hey, I'm going to NOLA. Hey, I'm going to New York. Hey, I'm going to the Carolinas. Hey, I'm going to California. And I go right then. Because such is life. If I have a little free time or something and I just feel like going somewhere, by God, I go. That's what the world is there for. You need to get out and about, experience things, make new friends. I'll see different ways that people live, experience different things in life. I've always been that way. I've been on the road for a great many years. And it's just something I kind of live and breathe. Unfortunately, it's in my blood. I can only be in one place for so long. I like to get to the next one. My mother was the same way too. But I guess that's a positive effect because we love to experience the world and meet new people, make new friends. So, I'm concerned about that deal. That if I'm just adding two and two together here, If they're headed south, the probability of them going to Miami is pretty high because of these new 400 cases of coronavirus that they have found, not to mention what else is left. And I really kind of doubt they're going down there and hand out toilet paper and hand sanitizer. I think they're going down there to do major lockdown. And again, it'd be like little Germany. Is it worth living like that? No. Destin, Florida is wide open. You don't see people with gloves. There's hand sanitizer everywhere at every business. There's hot water and soap. For example, at Destin Harbor Walk Village, they have hot water in their bathrooms. You know how many places don't have hot water? They shut the hot water valve off and only run that cold. You ever notice that when you go to a gas station or a restaurant or something like that? And it's the law. They're supposed to have hot water by Board of Health standards because your cans can't get clean without hot water. Dishes cannot get clean without hot water. Okay? So, it amazes me. But Harbor Walk Village spends the money to have hot water in a public bathroom. So, the thing is that you need to decide what you want to do and go from there. I do know there's a ton of people coming to the Destin, Fort Walton area in the last couple weeks. And I think it's really neat. And I think it's better of a freedom than a lot of these other places. You know, but, you know, the biggest thing is paying attention to number 1, 3 things. Wash your hands. Use hand sanitizer as a backup when you're not near water, or if you touch something, stop touching stuff, okay? When you're in a store, don't touch, because now they've decided that you could pick it up off of inanimate objects, okay? Which I knew that was coming. But people still got to be touching stuff, and they don't pay attention to kids and hold their kid's hand and say, no touch. Don't touch nothing unless you really have to. You don't even be touching everything. Use a tissue for your coughs. Avoid touching your face. They say that the coronavirus is more of an airborne type virus where the droplets travel through the air. So the more you're outside, the better off you're going to be. Hopefully you're not downwind of somebody that's coughing or sneezing that has the virus. And hopefully they didn't cough or sneeze onto something that you just touched because you were touching it or weren't wearing gloves. And you don't have to wear a face mask. A real face mask to protect you from this is in the hundreds, okay? Be real. You know, if you wear a face mask in public, it's obvious you have coronavirus and you need to be put away from people. So don't be an idiot. I saw a lady the other night and it was like she wore this bogus little face mask like they wear in the hospital emergency room. You know, where, you know, the sides of your mouth is like hanging out and stuff. Like that's really going to do a lot of good. And that just looks creepy as hell when you're in a local market and there's 10 people waiting and you're taking your sweet time acting stupid so people can't get through the line and you got the big face mask on but no gloves. You tell me. And you're there by a soda pop. Come on. So there you go. That's what it is. And they loaded the vaccine today. It's going to take some time to put it through. But the good news is they're getting to it. But just like any other disease has come along in all the ages from years and years ago, they've come up with a vaccine for it in time. It's just another thing, like I say, and this too shall pass. So you got to keep the faith, stay positive, just basically stay clean. Take 2 baths a day if you can. Wash your hands often, especially if you touch something in public. Carry hand sanitizer if you have it. You know, otherwise make your own and find somebody that's making it near you, because all you gotta do is ask and people will tell you, oh, so-and-so's making it. Here's one here. Wash hands for about 20 seconds with soap and hot water. or use a sanitizer gel. I wouldn't say or use. Sanitizer gel is a good precautionary measure to kill some germs, and it's good when you're not close to water at the moment. But number one is hot water and soap. Sing the happy birthday song, and that's about as long as you need to wash your hands. You could do it longer. But when I wash my hands, I wash them all the way up to my flipping elbows. I'm not playing. I even wash my face. So, every time I wash my hands, I'm not kidding. I'm not even wearing makeup because I can stay cleaner this way. And I hate it for anybody that doesn't like it. Too bad. But look at this. Coronavirus. Empty streets throughout the world. Well, it's not happening in the United States. Very few places are locking out like that. Now, some of the city things have closed. In this particular area, like yesterday, they announced they were going to close the public library. Okay? And then they announced they were going to close the public function park there. Okay. But the malls are still open, and the big outdoor malls are still open. The boardwalk's still open and slammed with tourists. Harbor Walk Village is very slammed, and Peter Boss, the owner of Harbor Walk, and the corporate meeting a few weeks ago refused to shut the Harbor Walk Village down for the fact that Destin hates it. The city of Destin officials hate it. And for coronavirus. Because he was going to take the most preventative, cautionary measures to protect people's safety. So they could come to a good, safe place with the utmost effort to protect against germs. Okay? And I mean, he is like putting hand sanitizers at the end of every hallway in the hotel at the Emerald Grand. There's hand sanitizer in front of every business. The unfortunate thing is you get these mooches that come up and go, "Say, can I fill up my hand sanitizer bottle with your stuff for free?" I mean, really? You know how many thousands of people come to Harbor Walk Village in a week? Do you think that these people with their businesses can afford to fill your bottle up for free, especially when you haven't bought a damn thing in their store? Come on, be real. Be real. It's there for you to use while you're there. It's not there for you to fill up and take home. It's not to-go sanitizer. Come on, have some respect. Every restaurant on the Harbor Walk Village has hand sanitizer on the counter so that you can use it for your safety. There are probably, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm thinking it's 6 bathrooms right off the top, not counting all of them, at Harbor Walk Village, which is privately owned. It's not Destin. It's not part of Destin City. It is private-owned property, okay? They have bathrooms in every restaurant, and they don't in the stores, so don't think they're lying when you go, "Can I use the bathroom?" Because they don't have one. The people in the stores have to go to the public bathroom just like you. So there's public bathrooms with signs on the walls at Harbor Walk. Just read, and you will see the sign. And they're also in the restaurants. And the restaurants do not mind if you come in there to use their bathroom, even if you're not eating there. Just don't be creating a big ruckus. Don't sit in there and play on your phone without ordering something and using their Wi-Fi or whatever. Have some respect. Go in, do your business, get out. You know? The public bathrooms are there. Go in, do your business, get out so the next person can go. Or the next person can use the sink. They have plenty of hand sanitizer and sanitizer cleaners. So, it's there for you. You don't even have to buy it. So, all the time you spend at the Harbor Walk Village, you're covered. And you can say thank you to the owner, Peter Boss, okay? Because he's damned if you do and damned if you don't to close that Harbor Walk Village. I'm telling you. So, you choose, stay at your home, or come out and play, or come from out of state, because you have a place to go that's safe. And Harbor Walk Village is outdoors, which helps really a lot. I think the outdoor malls are going to do way better than the indoor malls. Nothing's closed around here yet except for some of the public things, like I say, the library and a couple of the public park event things. But everything else is flying like normal. There's tons of people. There's still stuff in the grocery stores. If there's something you really need, I would go early in the morning and pick it up. No, we don't have massive shortages, or any weird crap like that. Now, hand sanitizer is a little bit hard to come by. That you can find in the store about once a week. So there you are. But every store has a different delivery day too. So I just want to get you some info on this virus, about this new vaccine. Also, it says if you don't have a tissue, use your sleeve, which that's really gaggy. I don't know. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands, and if you bite your nails, I hate it for you. Avoid close contact with people who are not feeling well. And what are the symptoms? What should I do if I don't feel good? Fever and tired. Continuous cough. Breathing difficulties. Okay? It says if you or someone you live with has a new continuous cough or a high temperature, you should all stay at home for 14 days, and that's in order to stop spreading it. Stay at least 3 steps away from other people in your home if possible. If your symptoms get worse or are no better after 7 days, go see a medical professional. Now, there's a lot of places that are giving free testing right now. And you should seek online of where the place is that's closest to you to do the free testing, just to make sure you're okay if you're worried about that. Because they're still testing people, and the numbers are going to get higher every day. So don't be surprised, because a lot of people haven't been tested. Ask your neighbor if they got tested yet for coronavirus. Probably not. So don't be all freaked out when all of a sudden these numbers jump, because it's going to happen. Look how many millions of people are in the United States. How many millions have not been tested? It's real simple math. So don't sweat the small stuff. Just try to take good precautions. Stay positive. Life does go on. When they start shutting everything down and putting curfews and all this other craziness, then that's another story. But I think the greatest protective measure is stay clean. Keep your laundry clean. Don't let it pile up. That's germs just laying there. And keep yourself clean. And again, hot water and soap is one of the greatest things in the world to help with the coronavirus. And carry on. We're going to do the best job we can, and we're all here for a reason, or we wouldn't still be here. And we have survived many other illnesses worse than this through the years, and got viruses and stuff. So it's just another one of those things. AIDS came up in the early 80s, and it's still around, but they do have treatments. I have a friend that just passed away from having AIDS over 30 years and being treated for 30 years. That's a long time. That's a long time. So it's pretty amazing what medical technology can do. Please have faith in it. Just going to take a little bit of time. Don't get excited. Don't buy everything up so nobody else can have any. And please don't sell stuff and run it like black market and do like that idiot in Tennessee did with the thousands of bottles that he and his brother invested in of sanitizer and just bought out the entire market, which scares people. When they go in and they can't get any because it's gone. Because the store let them buy cases of it, so they don't have any till the next shipment, and then bought out the next shipment, and this guy got caught selling the stuff on Amazon and eBay for huge money, and thought it was cool, and he can't even get rid of the stuff, and people are threatening him, and found his address out, and all kinds of stuff, threatening to kill his family, and all I can say is you reap what you sow, pal, because now we're in a state of emergency, and you're in big trouble. And guess what? I bet you can't go anywhere, because they're stopping flights, cruise ships, and everything, so have fun. Have fun. Anyway, go to a local hospital, see if they have some testing available, and it's probably free. Um, and go from there. So, I know I have a friend of mine, her mom went in the other day for a hand injury, and they put gloves on her hands. And she said, "What in the hell you got gloves on my hands for?" And they said, "Well, to protect from coronavirus." So they knew then that it could be transferred by hands, by touching. And before they said, "Well, we don't know." So I say, "Well, I bet you can." And guess what happened? Now they say, yes, you could pick it up off surfaces. But you don't see people wandering around with gloves all over the place, do you? You can get medical gloves in a box. Go to Harbor Freight. Get a box on around $8. Keep them with you. You can wear them. And if anybody doesn't like it, too freaking bad. And if you want to be fancy, go get a pair of little gloves at a secondhand store. Wash them up. Spray them with Lysol, whatever. Wear those over the top of your little gloves. So you can get, go to a costume shop, stripper costume shop, look online, and get some cute little gloves to wear. And you can wear your plastic gloves underneath that too. That way, if you need to operate your phone or anything, you just take one glove off and you still have the plastic glove on underneath, and you can operate your phone successfully. Okay, because I do it. But anyway, I wish you the best. I just wanted to get this info to you because it's really important about that coronavirus shot. I think that's a big leap in time here. I think it's wonderful. I just hope they get it grooving pretty quick. Hopefully they will. All right, I'll talk to you later. Have a great one, and have a very, very blessed day. And as always, make a new friend every day. Show the love. Do something kind for a stranger. And too much of a good thing is wonderful. We'll take lots of that. Love to you. Have a great one. If you need hand sanitizer, check the website and look it up in desktop mode because the Duda mobile doesn't work. And if you're local to where I'm at that time, I will meet you in public and get it to you. Okay? And you can just pay my gas over there. No problem. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. You have a great one.